and I think this is the race, so let's go for it then. I don't think I have a formation lap, so is this the formation lap? No then, I think we're actually racing it. So here we go then, so it's the start of the race. Unfortunately Slav has dropped down, Granty Boy is down in 18th position. I'm not even sure what's going on, to be honest. There's carnage everywhere. And Slav has retired from the session, and Murphy's dropped down to 13th. I'm not even sure what's going on. We've lost an awful lot of. And Broke Gorilla is having a trip into the pits. As I wonder if he's struggling to return 15 today, isn't he? Granty Boy is now to 8th position. Is now to 11th position. He's dropped down 8th position. I'm not really sure what's going on at all. We joined on lap just after lap 1, didn't we? Really? Gunnar is up into 6th position. Phenomenal stuff from Gunnar. But Mr. Leeds had an even better start. He's up into 7th position. Get double out. Granty Boy is now up to 9th. Hunter is dropping down. Unfortunately, he won this race last year, but unfortunately, it's all just gone downhill since. And someone's in the wall. Well, I think that's Broke Gorilla, who's just gone into the wall at the moment. So that's a big shame. And so Broke Gorilla might have damaged from him. But with Kumquat then is oh my gosh, and Broke Gorilla just giving him enough room. And Broke Gorilla now, braking very late there, very late indeed, and he's gone off the track there, and he's spinning around as well. Broke Gorilla, he is facing the wrong way. Both Ferraris are having a bit of issues to start off the season, but hopefully, and you can see now, and look at that down the inside, that's a great move from Farf, an absolutely phenomenal move from Farf. Sold him in the dummy there, and he's up into 2nd position. Brilliant stuff. Yellow flag in sector 3. We're just seeing what's going on. Oh, and that's Hunter. Hunter's off, and he's in. That's the perilous turn 12. And Hunter then, it's not going well at all for Hunter today. He's really struggling. Of course, he's converted, as we were saying in the previous show, he was converted to the wheel, and yeah, so that's unfortunate for Hunter. So that is a big blow indeed. There's we got a good old battle here between Bogdan and Bogdan and Gunnar at the moment. It's a brilliant battle indeed. And now what's he doing? Bogdan's gone wide. We got a yellow. Grills is out. He's gone out in. Oh, that's a big old smash as well. That should be a virtual safety car at least. And he's gone out of turn 5 then. So Grillsy is out of this race. He was looking phenomenal at that, up to that point. Grillsy was. He was looking very keen indeed. That is such a shame for Grillsy. Now they know. You can see Gunnar is all over the back of Bogdan. Bogdan's up to 4th now. Good stuff. Gunnar's loving life in that McLaren at the moment. He is flying, absolutely flying. They're both on the same types of tyre at the moment, but a soft compound tyre. Mr. Elite is in 6th position from the back of the grid as well. Well, from 18th on the grid to 6th. Well done to Mr. Elite. Of course, he had a phenomenal drive in France last year. And Bogdan's gone wide, and Gunnar's on the outside, and he is through and up in the 4th position. Flying, absolutely flying he is at the moment. And so Gunnar is now in the 4th position. He's really on song at the moment, isn't he? Bogdan's down to 5th position. Mr. Lee is now aiming for his next victim, isn't he? He's really pushing on Mr. Lee, isn't he? Double is 7th, Tristan is 8th position. Granty Boy, we're not sure what's happening to Granty Boy. Murphy is out as well. Oh no, they're dropping like flies at the moment in them. Grillsy's out, and we're on board. Oh, that's a big old. He's gone onto the outside there, so Murphy is out of the race as well. Big shame for Murphy. And as we're now just watching the front at the moment, as you can see, there's a Ferrari in the back. Yeah, there's 2 names we've lost. So Sklav's out, Broke Gorilla out, Grillsy out, and also Murphy out as well. Murphy only had 1 retirement up until this stage of his career. So that's a big blow for Murphy, it really is. Of course, he came a cropper around that corner last year, didn't he? But he survived somehow. Of course, he just damaged his front wing. But I wonder, because back then we didn't really think about it. But as the race unfolded, that might have cost him a victory. But Kumquat's got 3-second penalty. Let's take a look at the race order then. As at the moment, in medium tyres, there's Blas, Farf, and Jonathan. They're doing really well out of French mode. Racing Point in their first race is absolutely mega. Got all sorts going on now, haven't we? Speed in the pits now for McNasty as well, for McVicious as well. Bogdan out in 10th position. Let's see. Oh, and Pride's all over the back of him. Did he damage him? I don't think he damaged himself. I think his reaction there. But he's having a look in the Brundle turn, and not quite. But a side down the inside, and McNasty is out of the race. and he sives down the inside there. Boden does. He's taking no prisoners at all there, and now Double is his teammate is behind. Double Kumquat's behind his teammate, and his teammate goes by. As does Dog as well. So Double dropping down a couple positions there, but Boden sitting mercilessly there, just flying by. Look at this then. The two teammates from Renault last year then, 4th and 5th. Gunnar in the McLaren now, and Mr. Lee in the Alfa Romeo, flying along Mr. Lee at the moment. Gunnar is doing a great job on those soft compound tires, isn't he? He's done a great stint to be in, but they got to worry about the guys behind him now. Retired from the session. Unfortunately, Hunter has it. That's another penalty. Twang is now dropping down. Of course, Twang is done 8 laps. So there's the soft compound tires, and this teammate is through. Boden is up into 8th position there, and Twang there. Oh my gosh, this is getting great stuff. Very hair and scare moment. Oh my gosh, and Twang is really showing on those medium tires, isn't he? And now so Boden is through and up into 8th position. Twang is down to 9th. 10th position at the moment is Kumquat, and of course you can see they're running a bit wide there. And Twang now is really. This is really a good old scrap here, isn't it? As we're just taking a look at the outside there. I think this is the major scrap moment. You can see just in the background there is Dog at the moment, and you can see now DRS is up in the 2nd time now. So as you can see, Twang has done 9 laps on those medium compound tires, 9 laps for Kumquat as well. It looks like that. Looks like Twang and and Tristan is dropping down a couple positions here. Well, the debutant for Tristan, of course, he's doing a great job, and Twang is, oh my gosh, a great move from Kumquat, and he's through. Twang now is going to be, he is on the medium compound tire, remember, so that's why he's struggling for pace at this stage of the race. And Asdog might be, is going to have Twango in this sights as well at the moment. And Gunnar and Twango is having a good old scrap here at the moment. Good old scrap indeed. Oh my gosh, really, you can see in the that response on the back of that McLaren. Wow, I do fancy some chocolate actually. Anyway, but to come now into turn 8 and 9, and so the race order at the moment. Of course, and Blaz and Farf are coming in the pit, so they're battling for 1st and 2nd round. Farf, of course, a very strong driver, as is Blaz as well. Mr. Lee has had a phenomenal drive. You could say it's an elite drive as well. Brilliant stuff. Jonathan is in 4th position at the moment. Of course, Jonathan won the last race in Japan, didn't he? Farf won the last race, won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I love the inside of the turn 13. Brilliant, and he's through, but won't have one with the cut back here. Mr. Leeds in the pits, he's going to the medium compound tires. Gunnar's having a look. He has snipped through into turn 14. Don't see many overtakes there. And now is Twang going to. Oh, Gunnar's gone wide. That after all his hard work has been undone, and Twang now goes through. He's done 10 laps on the medium tires. He's really struggling. Twang is. I'm wondering he's damaged his front wing possibly. So that's a big shame there from Twang. Now look, Kumquat is now all over the back of Boden. So this is going to get a very interesting. Look, Mr. Leeds done his stop and is out in 5th position still. He is going to be a factor later on in this race. Talking of factors, there's a factor on the outside. No way. That's a brilliant move. That's a phenomenal move. But Boden just about keeps his nose in front. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. He is in the pits, but his mechanics are not ready. Oh no! And that's I don't think he called for his mechanics, so it must have been a late call for Double, and that's going to cost him time. He's coming out of the pits now on the hard compound tire, so that should get him to the end of the race, but that is going to cost him. Well, it ain't going to cost him any more time, so that has cost him places against Twang, against Twango and Asdog at the moment. The battle for the final points at the. So it's Granty Boy's through, he's through, and he's up into 8th position. Twang is also through, and he's up into 10th position. Brilliant stuff. Is Asdog going to come back out? Is to come back into turn where are we? Which then got yellow flag in sector 3, and that's why it's Gunnar. He's having it's the same issue that he had at turn 15 in qualifying, and Gunnar is the front wing. He has damaged his front wing, so he's coming in the pits. That is such a shame for Gunnar. And Granty Boy getting the fast out of the race, he wants that extra point that could benefit him later on in the season. That is a shame for Gunnar, really is a shame for Gunnar as well. He was doing a phenomenal job as well. He's going to have a look. No, not quite. Mr. Elite there is keeping himself just in front there, and you can see them parking it beautifully well. But look at this, look at the pace that Kumquat's got over Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite there has done a phenomenal job, hasn't he, so far? He's going to no. Wow. brilliant. Farf is all over the back of Blaz now. This is the battle for the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Farf is aiming for his second career Grand Prix. Slav has joined back up, so welcome back, Slav. Unfortunately, he's out of the race already. And oh no, Farf has gone wide. He's gone wide, and he is now. Oh, what a shame for Farf. What about the battle here then? The battle for 8th and 9th, and Tristan doing a mega job. And remember, this is his first Grand Prix. Oh, taking a lot of the outside track there, but he's keeping himself on the inside there. And Twang's got a bit between his teeth. Look at him, look how busy he's on the steering wheel. He's on the outside. Brilliant, absolutely phenomenal job from Twango. He is through, and he is up into 8th position. And now Farf is again under a second behind Blaz. We've got 10 laps to go of this Australian Grand Prix. This is the battle for the lead then. Look at this, Farf is all over the back of Blaz. The fellow Blaz. And Blaz is it Farf going to steal Blaz's first win in his debut? He's going to do the switchback. Remember, Farf has already got a win to his name. And, oh my gosh. And Farf is definitely going for a second race win, isn't he? Can he do it now? He's all over the back. He's underneath. He's basically pushing him down into turn 6. Tristan is dropped behind. Asdog is now up into 9th position. Tristan is dropped down to 10th, but he's still in the points. And his teammate is in 2nd position at the moment, but he's battling for the lead between himself and Farf. Amazing stuff. As you can see, Farf's gone a bit wide, then Farf has got the legs over Blaz at the moment, but this is phenomenal stuff. As you can see, they're now coming around in turn 11 and 12, and Farf is going for Blaz is left him just a car's width on the outside. Blaz is really struggling there. They're both on the same. Oh, look at that, and brilliant. And Kumquat has now got the extra points at the moment. He's gaining. He's on the inside. He's through. He takes the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. No, he doesn't. Oh, Blaz is hanging on the outside. Phenomenal stuff. How did Blaz do that? That's amazing stuff. And look at this. And Blaz has done an amazing job to hang out there now. Oh, contact. Oh, brilliant driving from both those guys. And we had a brilliant helicam shot as well. Farf takes the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Bro Gorilla's having all sorts of issues, but we'll come back to that in a minute because Grant's boy up the inside, size through, but no, brilliant the wheel-to-wheel stuff between Bowden and Grant's boy. Amazing stuff. And that was incredible. Great driving for both of us guys. What about Bowden? Is he going to have a look? No, not quite. Oh, he's made contact with Grant there. He misjudged his braking point and he has damaged his front wing. Oh, so Bowden's going to have real troubles now with understeers. Right, got a yellow flag in sector 3. What? Oh, that's Gunnar who's facing the wrong way down. You can see that we're just in the flash of the battle for the leaders there. And I think Kumquat is going to be all over. That's a shame for Gunnar. He was catching on Tristan and he's dropped behind him for Grill as well. Then he's Bowden doing it. He's parking himself. Oh, and he's through. He is through. So yeah, Bowden unfortunately. I know Bowden there just. Kumquat's gone a bit wide there, and the door was left ajar, and Bowden is back through and is back up in the 6th position. How long for though? Because that wing damage is going to really hurt him, isn't it? Farf has now increased his lead by a second, and now, but you can see them having a look. He's going to go on the inside again. Kumquat is going on the inside. Oh, there's a bit of contact there, and Kumquat just about keeps the car going in the right direction there. And you can see that Mr. Elite is. You can see the tyres from Kumquat is almost half the age of Mr. Elite. 14 laps those tyres done. And that's 8 laps then for Kumquat. He's going on the outside. He should be through. He is through, and up into 4th position. From 2nd position for Blaz there. So Mr. Elite has dropped down to 5th now, and Granty Boy is also looking very hungry. So he's not far from the end, Mr. Elite. I think he's just waiting for the end. There's a Ferrari in front. That's Godzilla, who's just getting out of the way. Just get out of the way as now they're coming down the back straight at Godzilla. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure what happened there, but he's taken Kumquat off. I think he has taken Kumquat off. He was on board, and Mr. Elite is back through, and Godzilla I think took Kumquat off there. Oh no, that's a shame. Oh, and Kumquat's gone to the side of Mr. Elite. Oh no, this is all gone to part for towards the end of this race, and what a shame. Mr. Elite there is just in front of Bowden at the moment. I wonder if that was a bit of rage from Kumquat because of what happened. Granted Boy is back up in the 4th. It's up in the 4th now then. And now Farfen on the final lap of the Australian Grand Prix comes through to final corner then for the final time, and he is going to win, penalties dependent, is going to win his second Grand Prix of ALR. Phenomenal stuff. Is this the start of a championship campaign? It has to be for Favre. Brilliant stuff. Blas, the top debutant, second. Got pole position brilliantly, brilliant earlier on, and finished second. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. As Twang finishes 9th position in the Mercedes. And you can see, as Tristan will finish 10th on his debut. Good stuff. Also, Jonathan finishes 3rd, and he is on the podium. And I'm not sure what's happened there, but Kumquat there is through. He's through and up into 4th position. Then we kind of caught the end there, so I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment. But because that was a bit of an unusual place, I wonder if Granty had an issue actually coming out of turn 12. Kumquat comes across the line. I think he's a bit furious about the Ferrari in the end. Double finishes 11th, Gunnar finishes 12th, and Kumquat is in the wall, as is Granty. Granty's got an unserious penalty, but Granty finishes 4th in the end. Kumquat finishes 5th. Mr. Elite, is he going to be able to? Mr. Elite will finish 5th in the end, so good driving there from Mr. Elite. And well, no, Boden finishes 5th, so great driving from Boden, and he has finished 5th. And Asdog there, that was just coming through to finish in 8th position.